What is up there, everybody? Welcome back to Christian Penguin 1990. My name is Matthew. I do apologize for not uploading anything for about a month or so. I've been having some issues with my software for recording. First, I couldn't get the webcam to work, and then when I got the webcam to work, then I couldn't get the microphones to work. I tried everything. So finally, I just you know what, I'm going to save up. I deleted all that stuff, and then I uploaded a new program. So hopefully this will work for now until I'll probably have to do it again. I don't know what was wrong with it the last time. But anyway, hopefully everybody's been doing okay. Of course, Hurricane Matthew went through. By the way, just because I'm called Matthew does not mean I had anything to do with that. I'm going to say that right now. I didn't have anything to do with that. So, but hopefully everybody did okay. They didn't have too much damage. They didn't have any issues. So, but today we're going to continue with Why Pray. We are on day 19. And this one is called Praying, Caring, and Sharing. When we make our home a home of prayer every day by praying for other homes, geographic and cultural boundaries suddenly disappear. While we may not be willing or able to enter some areas of our city physically, we can enter them spiritually as we pray for the families living there. Prayer knows no boundaries. Through it, we can lift up homes in any area. Boundaries between communities in India are very high. The following story shows how families in one community transcended these boundaries through prayer. Rural India is divided by caste. There are 4 major castes, and if you are not born in one of them, you are born casteless, or as an outcast. Even though the caste system is outlawed, it still exists, and is very strong. High caste Brahmins do not enter outcast homes or associate with tribal people, who also are outcast, in any social way. They do not eat together or even drink from the same well. In one tribal outcast village, many families became Christians, and they became they became concerned for the salvation of the high caste Brahmins living on the other side of the river. They knew that the Brahmins would not talk to them, and so the families began to pray. Stephen was a wealthy Brahmin living on the other side of the river. His wife had been ill for 20 years, and they had traveled far and wide to witch doctors and medical doctors seeking help for her. In spite of all their efforts and money they spent, Stephen's wife remained seriously ill. One night, while Stephen and his wife were sitting on their veranda, they noticed a gathering of people in one of the huts of the tribal untouchables who lived across the river. Soon, singing came out of that thatched roof building. This went on for several hours and continued several nights in a row. One evening, Stephen's wife told him she had heard there were many miracles happening in the village as a result of these gatherings. She suggested that he go and stand by the river, facing the hut of the untouchables, to pray to this new God for healing. At first he objected, reminding her that no self-respecting Brahmin would pray to the God of the untouchables. But she prevailed, and he went, asking this unknown God to reveal himself by healing his wife. If that would happen, he said, they would serve him forever. He returned to his home, and to his amazement, he found his wife totally healed. In great excitement, they rushed over the bridge and did what no self-respecting Brahmins would ever do. They entered the home of the untouchables and demanded to know who this God was to whom they had prayed. The untouchables told them this was Jesus. They explained the way of salvation, and at that moment Stephen and his wife became followers of the Lord as the Spirit gave them new life. But there is much more to the story. The untouchables also told them they had been targeting the Brahmin community with their prayers, pleading with God to raise up workers to go into the Brahmin village because no one would ever listen to an untouchable, especially one who was telling them about a new religion. You, they said, are an answer to those prayers. God is telling you that you must go to proclaim the good news to your own community. Stephen enrolled in Mission India's church planters training program. When I met him 2 years later, I learned he had been used by God to form a church of more than 200 Brahmin converts. When we make our homes homes of prayer every day, or hoped, they left the D off, but hoped, we open our doors to homes everywhere. Praying, caring, and sharing. These are the 3 beginning stages in the transformation of a home or target area. Reflect, discuss among yourselves if you're at church or family. Sorry, my eyes are drying out. What are some culturally appropriate ways of sharing the gospel in the homes you're praying for? And to meditate on, homes are transformed when prayer is expressed in care, and that leads to sharing the gospel. So to reflect and discuss, what are some culturally appropriate ways of sharing the gospel in the homes you are praying for? It depends on what you're around. Mostly around me, I have mostly Christian families, so it's not really difficult to talk about the God or Jesus around me where I live right now. But oh, here we go. It's like my pastor and his wife they just moved with their family. She said one of their neighbors is Buddhist, and they're trying to talk to them. And of course, well, what's the difference? Why should it matter? And it's just, you got to take your time with people. Don't try to, you're going to listen. Don't do that. Just talk to them. If they have questions, answer the questions. Excuse me. And, just be honest, be rational with them. Don't, like I just said, don't try to hold them down by their shirt collars and say, you're going to listen. Because that never gets you anywhere. It actually makes them hostile towards you. I got friends at work that will talk to me over some others because I don't do that. If they have a question, I'll answer. But I'm not going to sit there and try to hound them to death. Like, hey, talk to me. I'm not going to do that. I talked to them once. They said, look, I'm not interested. I said, okay, but if you have any questions, if something comes up that you just want to know my Christian opinion on, whatever, I'm right here. And they do it all the time. And it's just, slowly you're talking to them. Hey, this is a guy who's not going to push me, but if I have a question about the Bible or something that's going on, what's your viewpoint as a Christian? I can talk to him because he's open. He'll talk to anybody. And I've talked to several. I've talked to homosexuals. I've even talked to some Muslims before. I'll carry on conversation with almost anybody. Usually it's the reverse. They don't want to talk to me half the time. So, hopefully y'all are getting a lot out of these videos. And like I said, I do apologize for not uploading, but I was having all the troubles with the software, the camera, the microphone. And plus, this month I've been working on a thesis where I'm trying to earn my bachelor's to progress in my career. And I think I did pretty good. So far, I've got like a 3.3 average. And I've got a lot of stuff I've got to do with it. But hopefully everything will keep going well like it is. And I should be done next year, I think. I think they said next year. About December of next year. So hopefully you guys are getting a lot out of these videos. Hopefully they're helping you in your walk with Christ. And stay tuned for the next Why Pray, which will be day 20. And we'll be halfway through the book because it's only 40 days. And once we're done with that, then I'll go into a day of chapter of Proverbs a day. And then when we finish that, we'll do some other stuff. But I'm definitely going to do chapter of Proverbs a day. Then I'm going to do, along with it, apologetic videos, starting with Genesis, going all the way through Revelations. And I'm going to also continue the creation versus evolutionism in a moment. And hopefully y'all will enjoy those videos as well, and you get a lot out of them. Because what I try to do is I try to break it down to science and what actual science shows, not what people try to interpret or whatever. So hopefully y'all enjoy these videos, and I'll see you next time. Until then, God bless, and later.